In order to present data quickly, Google Analytics often samples the data it outputs, meaning that the numbers you see are actually extrapolated from a smaller sample of your actual traffic. While this is great for the speed of reporting in cases where you want a quicker answer to a question, there are many cases where, for reporting, only the actual numbers will do. Analysis Engine features the ability to avoid sampling in data exports. In this tutorial, we'll look at how this feature works and touch on some potential issues that you might run into when trying to avoid sampling in your reporting. Let's consider this data export that I have configured. Here, I'm pulling a few e-commerce metrics by a dimension, source, for a specific custom segment over a full week. For a small site, this won't be a problem, but if I'm working with a site that has a few million sessions per day, I'm likely to encounter sampling if I run this export as is. Analysis Engine has a feature that will come in handy here. I have the option to break out my week's worth of data into days by setting Analysis Engine to pull by day. If I do this, Analysis Engine will break its query into Google Analytics into 7 individual queries. By default, the data export that I get in return will be broken down by day, but I have the option to re-aggregate the data by selecting Merge Time Intervals. When I do this, Analysis Engine will query Google Analytics 7 times, and then add the data back together. All calculated metrics, such as e-commerce conversion rate, will be recalculated, and so I will receive exported data that looks just like what I would have received if I hadn't pulled the data by day to begin with the important exception that this version is unsampled. Now, there are 2 types of data that can't be re-aggregated in this fashion. You cannot avoid sampling on data exports that include the user's metric. The reason for this is that in any week, there may be users that visited on multiple days, and hence are counted only as one user in a single pull for the whole week, but are counted multiple times when you pull by day. For the same reason, you also can't use this feature to remove sampling from data exports that use a user-level segment. If you do, certain users will again be counted multiple times, once for each interval that you break down your data export by. And there will be no correlation between the same user's activity on multiple days. If you need unsampled data for reporting using these metrics or segments, you'll need to use Google Analytics Premium. If you do have access to Google Analytics Premium, Analysis Engine features the ability to recognize a premium account and allow you to pull data from the unsampled API automatically using the same features and functions that are available for the standard core API. Otherwise, this feature is a powerful way to avoid sampling that may be occurring in your session-based data reporting.